It's done, ma'am.
Yes, beta. We have read in the poem that there was a girl, Belinda, who lived in a little house, white house, and she has pets, little black kitten named as Ink, little gray mouse named as Blink, little yellow dog named as Mustard, and little pet dragon who was considered as a coward, and they had a red wagon, a little red wagon also. Wherever they go in that red wagon and enjoy. Whereas all these considered themselves as brave, and they considered this little dragon, pet dragon, as coward, because he always asked for a nice safe cage, wanted to have a safe and comfortable place to live in and spend his time. So whenever they go out, they used to make fun of him, as we are told on the next page, first stanza. Belinda tickled him, she tickled him unmerciful, and then they all rudely and making fun of him call him as Percival, and they continue laughing in the red wagon and enjoy their time in this way. Then we saw that Belinda giggled till she shook the house, and Blink said weak, which is giggling for a mouse. Second stanza on the next page. Ink and Mustard rudely asked his age when Custard cried for a nice safe cage. We have read this stanza also, that she kept on laughing. Giggled here means laughing. And she laughed so much that it was as if the house was shaking with her laughing. And Blink also continue laughing, which is his giggling is known as weak, WEECK. This is known as the laughing of the mouse. Ink and Mustard rudely they asked his age and just made fun of him. So, but the Custard always wanted to have a nice, safe cage. Suddenly, they heard a nasty sound, and Mustard growled, and they all looked around. Meow, cried Ink. Ooh, cried Belinda, for there was a pirate climbing in the window. Suddenly, what they noticed, that there was something wrong, and they heard a nasty sound. Nasty means bad sound, which was not good sound. And Mustard growled. Mustard started growling. Growling means जैसे thunder storm की आवाज होती है, ऐसे उसने दहाड़ना शुरू कर दिया. And they all looked around. They just started looking here and there. What has happened? Ink also cried meow. Cat also अपनी आवाज में उसने भी अपनी आवाज निकाली meow. And Belinda cried oh. She also got nervous and also started crying, because there was a pirate. Pirate means a dacoit, a daku, climbing in the window. Window here refers to the window. And see the liberty of the rhyming scheme which the poet has taken. He has given the free verse just to make the lines rhyming. Belinda के साथ window को rhyme करने के लिए word use किया गया. Otherwise, it is window. When they noticed that a pirate, a dacoit, was climbing on the window, they all got nervous and started shouting. Now, in the next stanza, we are given the appearance of that dacoit, pistol in his left hand, pistol in his right, and he held in his teeth a cutlass bright. His beard was black, one leg was wood. It was clear that the pirate meant no good. We have read this stanza also. When the pirate entered from the window, he was having pistol in his left hand, pistol in his right hand, and he held in his teeth a cutlass bright. Cutlass bright means a shining, short, small size of sword. एक तलवार उसके हाथ दांतों में उसने अपने दबाई हुई थी. His beard was black and he was having one leg made of wood. It was clear that the pirate meant no good, and it was clear from his appearance that he was dangerous. He was not having any good feeling in his mind. Belinda paled and she cried, help, help, but Mustard fled with a terrified yelp. Ink trickled down to the bottom of the household, and little mouse blinked strategically mouse hold. Belinda got nervous. Her color changed into pale color, nervousness due to fear, and she started crying for help. But Mustard fled with a terrified yelp. Mustard, who was also getting terrified, started shouting. Yelp here refers to the barking, shouting, or the barking of the dog. He also started barking and ran away. Fled means ran away from that place. Ink trickled down to the bottom of the house, and ink ran down towards the bottom of the house means the basement, in the basement area. Ink also ran towards the basement area and she tried to hid herself. And Blink went into the mouse hole. Mouse hole means जो hole उसके रहने के लिए बने हुए थे. Strategically in a very clever manner, Blink also ran towards his hole. But up jumped Custard, snorting like an engine, clashed his tail like irons in a dungeon. With a clatter and a clank and a jangling squirm, he went at the pirate like a robin at a worm. Now, actually, we were to start from this stanza, but up jumped Custard. Custard जो था वो एकदम से जंप कर गया, जबकि हमने क्या देखा कि बेलिंडा भी डर गई है, चीख रही है, मस्टर्ड भी डर कर भाग रहा है वहां से, और इंक भी भागते हुए बेसमेंट में पहुंच गई. Then Blink also cleverly ran towards his hole. So all these creatures, they ran away from that place looking at the pirate. Whereas Custard was there, he started jumping, snorting like an engine, and he started creating sound just like an engine. Snorting होता है जैसे खराटे लेना, खराटे लेने जैसी आवाज जो थी उसकी, sound of the air coming out of the nostrils. कि जैसे इंजन की आवाज की तरह उसने भी आवाज निकालनी शुरू कर दी. Clashed his tail like irons in a dungeon, and he started moving his tail. Clashed means he attacked with his tail like the irons in a dungeon. Dungeon जैसे सेल होता है, कोई भट्टी के अंदर सेल भट्टी बनी होती है, जैसे उसके अंदर लोहे की सलाखें होती हैं, जो इस तरीके से उसने अपनी टेल के साथ, अपनी पूंछ के साथ उसके ऊपर अटैक किया. With a clatter and a clank had a jangling squirm, or with a clatter means the sound of iron striking, जैसे लोहे के टकराने के साथ आवाज सुनाई देती है, clatter and a clank, वैसी आवाज जो थी उसने क्रिएट करी. Jangling sound of iron again, and he jumped upon, he pounced upon that pirate just like a robin at a worm. Robin is the name of a bird. जैसे कि robin bird जो worm insect को खाने के लिए उसके ऊपर pounce करता है, in the same way he pounced upon that pirate. The pirate gaped at Belinda's dragon and gulped some grog from his pocket flagon. He fired 2 bullets, but they did not hit, and Custard gobbled him every bit. See the bravery of this dragon now. What did he do? The pirate gaped at Blinda's dragon. Pirate ने एकदम से उसके ऊपर jump किया and he started, gap means looked with surprise, बड़े हैरान होकर उसको देख रहा है, and gulped some grog from his pocket. उसने क्या किया? He gulped means swallowed, some grog means drink, from his pocket flagon. Flagon is द कंटेनर, उसकी पॉकेट में उसने कंटेनर रखा हुआ था जैसे कोई बॉटल थी ड्रिंक की, एंड ही स्टार्टेड स्वेलोइंग दैट ड्रिंक. उस ड्रिंक को लेना शुरू कर दिया पायरेट ने. ही फायर्ड 2 bullets बट दे डिड नॉट हिट. उसने 2 bullets फायर किए बट इट डिड नॉट हिट द custard, and custard gobbled him every bit. And what did the custard do? He started galloping, he started gobbling him, he started swallowing him with बिट बाय बिट, 1 bit by bit, कि एक एक करके उसके पूरे बॉडी को उसने स्वेलो करना शुरू कर दिया कस्टर्ड ने. लेकिन पैरट जो था वो अपनी तरफ से अपनी ब्रेवरी दिखा रहा था. ड्रैगन के ऊपर उसने अटैक किया और ड्रिंक की अपने आप को और डेंजरस शो करने के लिए, एंड ही फायर्ड 2 bullets also, but they did not hit the custard. And the custard was shown so brave at that time that he faced the pirate very boldly and he started gobbling him. Gobbling here means swallowing him. उसको खाना शुरू कर दिया उसने. Then what happened after this? Belinda embraced him, Mustard licked him. No one mourned for his pirate victim. Ink and Blink in glee did gyrate around the dragon that ate the pirate. See what happened after this when they all came to know about this, that the dragon had swallowed the pirate. and now they are out of danger. What they started doing, they started to show their feeling of love for the dragon. Belinda embraced him. Embraced him means hugged him. उसको अपनी बाहों में ले लिया. Licked, mustard licked him. और mustard क्या कर रहा है? He also shows his feeling of love. Passed the tongue over. Lick means चाटना. उसके body को चाटने लगा. प्यार शो कर रहा है अपना. No one mourned for his pirate victim. No one was feeling sorry for the pirate or for the victim who had died, who had been swallowed by the mustard. This custard. Ink and blink in glee did gyrate, and both ink and blink in glee means in happiness. They both were spinning around the custard as if they were dancing, showing their happiness, or they were showing their feeling of love and praise for the custard around the dragon that ate the pirate. They were dancing, they were spinning as if they were dancing around the custard, around the dragon, because he had eaten the pirate, and they were out of danger now. They all were showing their feeling of love for the dragon. But presently, up smoke little dog mustard. I would have been twice as brave if I had been flustered. And up smoke ink and up smoke blink. We would have been 3 times as brave, we think. And Custard said, I quite agree that everybody is braver than me. Now see, in this stanza, we are getting 6 lines. Otherwise, there are 4 lines in every stanza. So here again, the poet has taken the liberty and using the free verse. What we get in this stanza is that all these creatures, they are showing their excuses. They're giving their excuses why they could not face and what happened. Otherwise, they are very brave. They want to tell that they are very brave, but they could not face the pirate because one or the other reason. But presently, up spoke little dog mustard. Little dog mustard क्या कहता है? एकदम से कहते हैं, वो बोल रहा है, कहता I would have been twice as brave if I had not been flustered. कि अगर flustered means got nervous, कि मैं आपसे डबल ब्रेव होता, आई वुड हैव बीन ट्वाइस एज ब्रेव, पहले से भी ज्यादा ब्रेव होता अगर मैं नर्वस ना हो जाता. एंड व्हाट रीजन ही गेव? दैट ही गॉट नर्वस, दैट्स व्हाई ही कुड नॉट फेस द पायरेट. एंड अप स्पोक इंक एंड अप स्पोक ब्लिंक. वी वुड हैव बीन 3 times as brave, we think. और इंक और ब्लिंक क्या कहते हैं कि वी वुड हैव बीन 3 times, we would have been triple brave as we are, कि जितने हम ब्रेव हैं हम उससे भी 3 गुना और ब्रेव हो जाते, because they were also getting nervous. And Custard said, I quite agree. But Custard did not say anything. किसी को कुछ नहीं कहता, कहता ठीक है जो कुछ आप कह रहे हो. And I quite agree that everybody is braver than me. कि मैं इस चीज से agree करता हूँ कि आप सब मेरे से brave हो, आप सब बहादुर हो, मैं ही कायर हूँ. Belinda still lives in her little white house with her little black kitten and her little grey mouse and her little yellow dog and her little red wagon and her really little pet dragon. So the poet at the end again tells us that she still lives with her little in her little white house with all these pets, with her little black kitten, with little gray mouse, with little yellow dog, with little pet dragon, and they still have that little red wagon. Really and truly, they all are living together. Belinda is as brave as a barrel full of beers, and Ink and Blink chase lions down the stairs. Mustard is as brave as a tiger in a rage, but Custard keeps crying for a nice safe cage. We are getting these last 2 stanzas repeated in the poem. Earlier also these same stanzas were given, one in the beginning and one in the middle, where we were told about Belinda's bravery, that she is brave as the barrel container full of beers. Ink and Blink, they were also very shown as very brave. They can chase the lions running down the stairs. Mustard is also shown as very brave because he has the rage or the anger just like a tiger. But Custard keeps crying for a nice safe cage. But still we find the Custard in the same nature, that he wanted to have a safe, nice, comfortable place in the cage. He does not want to boast about his bravery, whereas the others are boasting of. Now, if you look at the back exercise of your poem, otherwise the poem is very simple. The only idea which you must understand that we should not judge anyone without thinking, without taking the details about that person. कि अगर किसी person के बारे में हम पूरी तरह जानते नहीं हैं तो उसके बारे में हमें कोई judgment जो है वो नहीं करनी चाहिए. This is the idea which the poet has given to us in this poem. So at the end we can see about the poet. They have given us the explanation. Ogden Nash wrote over 400 pieces of comic verse. The best of his work was published in 14 volumes between 1931 and 1972. His work is perhaps best described in this poetic tribute by एंथनी बर्जेस, कि इसको एक जो और राइटर है एंथनी बर्जेस, उसने एक ट्रिब्यूट दी है जिसने कि उसने बहुत प्रेज करी है उसकी. क्या कहता है उसके बारे में? ही ब्रॉट अ न्यू काइंड ऑफ साउंड टू आवर लिटरेरी diversions and did not care much about breaking the poetic laws of the Medes and the Persians. He uses lines sometimes of considerable length that are colloquial and prosy, जैसे प्रोज लिखा होता है ऐसी लाइंस हैं, and at the end presents you with the rhyme. This bringing together of the informal and the formal is what his genius chiefly loves. I'm trying to imitate him here, but he's probably quite inimitable. कहता मैं उसको imitate करने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ, लेकिन मेरे हिसाब से वो probably inimitable है, कि imitate नहीं किया जा सकता, उसकी नकल नहीं की जा सकती, ऐसी उसकी poetry है. That means he was full of praise for his poetry, though he's writing comic verse, but he's writing in a great, his own unique style. Now I'll look at the poetic devices used in the poem. Please note down. I'm telling you from the whole poem where the poetic devices are used. Otherwise, I told you yesterday to come with the reading and find out. So what we see, the simple rhyme scheme used here in the poem is A, you can see in all stanzas, first two lines are rhyming, then the last two lines are rhyming. If we look at from the very beginning, house, mouse, first stanza, wagon, bragon, ink, blink, mustard, custard, teeth underneath, nose, toes, beers, steers, rage, cage. So we have seen in all the four stanzas. That means it is same in the whole poem. The first two lines are rhyming, then the last two lines are rhyming. So the rhyme scheme of this poem is A, B. So that is to say that each stanza is actually composed of a pair of rhymed couplet. इसमें क्या rhyming couplet है, जब दो lines rhyme कर रही हैं, this is called as couplet. Then you can see there is a poetic, other poetic devices used, alliteration. Find out the alliteration where the sounds are repeated. Lived in a little. Note down, lived in a little in the very first line. Then little black kitten and a little. Second line, a little black kitten and a little. Again, alliteration is there. Then the last line of the first stanza, relio trelio. This is also repetition of the sound, that is alliteration. Then come to another poetic device that is used in the poem, it is repetition. We can see in the same line, with a little black kitten and a little gray mouse. The word little is repeated here. A little black kitten and a little gray mouse. Repetition is there. Then a little yellow dog and a little red wagon. Again, there is repetition of the word little. Clear? Then another poetic device that is used by the poet in this poem is about the similes. Find out the similes used in the poem. Dog was sharp as mustard. Dog was sharp as mustard. Second stanza, third line. Got it? Dog was sharp as mustard. When we use the comparison with as or like, that is simile. Another simile used, mouth like a fireplace. Third stanza, third line. Mouth like a fireplace. Then as brave as a barrel full of beers. Fourth stanza, first line, as brave as a barrel full of beers. As brave as a tiger in a rage. The same stanza, third line. Fourth stanza, third line, as brave as a tiger in a rage. Then custard snorting like an engine. Custard snorting like an engine. Second page, second last stanza, second line, second last stanza of page 130, second line of the second last stanza. His tail like irons in a dungeon. First line also snorting like an engine. Then the second line, tail like irons in a dungeon. Then again the same stanza, last line, like a robin at a worm. Like a robin at a worm. Then there is metaphor also used in the poem, chimney for a nose. See the word chimney for a nose. It is the metaphor used here. Clear? So in this way, we have seen that the poet has given beauty to this poem by using so many poetic devices. Then personification is also used in the poem. In this poem, the poet uses the device of personification with respect to Belinda's kitten, mouse, and dog. In the second line of the fifth stanza, see the second line of the fifth stanza, where the line gives us ink, blink, and mustard. They rudely called him Percival. Rudely called him Percival, called him. That means they are given the human qualities. So it is the personification used here for these creatures, that they speak and they tease and they laugh at the custard. To make fun of him, they just call him as Percival and they ask him about his age, where we find these creatures talking, laughing, and teasing custard. They are given the human qualities. Clear? He gives them, the poet gives them all the human ability to speak and to tease another being. They are seen being teasing the dragon. So in this way, the personification is also used in these lines. Clear?